Dudley is yelling we are live.
Honestly, he probably is.
Best Dudley impression.
Oh.
And we are live.
Wait. I'm sorry. Are you J.A. Dudley's son?
Yeah, that's J.A. Dudley's son. Look at him. Show him the shirt. Show him the shirt right now.
Hold on. You got it. There we go.
Donald Pump. Make America strong. Oh, shit.
Dude,
Come on. We don't need to get kicked off the internet
He's like,
for indecent images. I'm so sorry.
sorry.
No guns on TikTok, bro. What the heck? Are you kidding me?
Dang it, that's a phone call now, probably from TikTok.
Yeah, that's TikTok calling, banning us, because Jadis is showing his guns on there. Guys, what is poppin'? It is the Refuge HQ Wednesday live stream Q&A thing we do where we hang out. And that's what we're doing. We're hanging out. We're not over by the sign right now. The reason being is we're at war, baby! And it's busy, man. It is super duper duper busy over here. And we are very humbled and blessed by that fact. And so we're pushing out orders like the best of them. We got them. They've been going out nonstop since about 7 a.m. A group of us came in a little bit late because we were all the way out in Oklahoma City yesterday. Hold on. We were out in Oklahoma City yesterday talking to some of our state leadership as to ways that we can, be more prepared, more apt to help and serve our communities, and honestly, what they need. What can we do to help the people, right? That's the big thing. So, and guys, as always, if you have any questions or concerns or anything like that, you can throw it in all caps in the chat. We're there for you. We love y'all. And yeah, it's just a time for us to hang out. So if you got a question, throw it in the chat. I'll answer it to the best of my broken ability. I'm just a guy. So, I don't know much. But I do what I can.
This is mine.
What was that? Oh, you're not talking to me? Fine, I'm not talking to you. Cool. What a rude guy. Any questions or anything in the chat right now, Lauren?
I'm checking through. We got a lot of highs. We've got TJ, the CEO, in the house. We've got Badger.
I love that guy.
Someone said good evening from Croatia.
What up, Croatia?
Afternoon from Canada.
What is up, Canada?
And then there's that.
It's like the third time.
No.
Somebody is really trying to call you right now.
Probably our kids, honestly.
Probably his children. Hello from Tennessee.
Ooh, our wound care bucket's back in stock.
No, they're not.
Hey guys, if you haven't heard, there's a war.
So I have probably put my hands on like 50 to 60 buckets today that have gone out the door. It's only 1 o'clock. I think JT's eating lunch, but after he's done, we'll start hearing it. That
Yeah.
him finishing up the next bucket. Hold on. See, there it is. That's a bucket right there. So, guys, what we're doing is we're pushing out all of the orders right now and ensuring that there's no bucket left behind before we put it back in stock, because we want to make sure you guys have the absolute best customer experience possible. We want to just, blow you out of the water. Just absolutely can't take names.
They said microphones are reversed again. Lauren is literally 10 times louder than Bob/production line. So we're like being super basic today and just have the phones going.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to yell. Trying to yell as best I can, guys. Doing the best I can.
I will also lower my voice to a more acceptable level.
Yeah, just whisper.
Okay.
If you could just whisper. How about an update on the surgical buckets? Yeah, surgical buckets have been shipping. So we've got the last group of them. So if you're waiting on your surgical bucket, I'd expect it to go out by Friday.
Not this Friday.
By next Friday, because we should be getting the rest of the APLSs on Friday. And so with that, all that stuff will be shipping out. Hopefully, dude, if we have a surgical bucket by the end of next week, we got a problem. And with that, we also spoke in depth with our brother, our buddy, who's in the manufacturing process for APLSs, which has been our bottleneck issue. And we've cleared that whole situation up. And so that way this doesn't happen again. In all honesty, guys, we really didn't expect the surgical bucket to be this successful on launch. So thank you guys for that. What a blessing, dude. It's been so cool. And I can't tell you how proud I am of the people here under this roof right now. Dude, I've watched our team stay till freaking in the wee hours of the night this week. I've done 7-hour road trips with the boys. We've been, hold on one moment, guys, because we're going to get a microphone to make it all better for you.
It could be very well. Like I said,
Come on, here we go.
I don't do electrical well. And then
Me now? Can you hear me now?
know if that's better.
Internet, does that work? Tell me if it's working. I just want to make sure that you guys carry an effing tourniquet. Yeah, that's right. He did my bucket. Yeah, 5x5, all good. Thanks, Badger. Appreciate that, guys. What is your next bucket that you're working on? Well, we couldn't tell you that, ND Prepper. It's definitely not the body bucket. It's definitely not.
So, you know how we're out of water here?
Yeah.
Apparently, we're out of water also at our home, and our kids and the babysitter at home, and they're like freaking out. So,
Yeah, we had a water issue today, so that way we're trying to get it fixed now. But apparently there was a water main that broke or something like that, and all that good stuff. Way better. Hey, you know what? Thanks, boss. We're trying here. We're doing our best. What we're trying to do is give you the best content on the internet with the worst production quality, but we're bad at being bad.
I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, where's that from?
I don't know. This one guy.
This one guy. I don't know. Never heard of him. Hey, awesome people. Hey, Jason Howard. How you doing, buddy?
Hello, we love you.
Guys, as always, if you have any questions, throw them in the chat. We're here for y'all. I want to just make sure I'm going back. How bad is your supply chain? That is a great question. It depends, right? It's not my supply chain, by the way. It's our supply chain. We're both existing here in this world. And our supply chain is struggling right now. I'm not going to lie, guys. And one of the reasons that it's struggling is we do this thing as a country where we get all hyper fixated on like 3 things, and then we'll buy them out of existence, and it'll affect the entire manufacturing chain because all of manufacturing will have to shift to cover for whatever we're buying, right? Right now, you know, we have a bunch of concerns inside of the medical industry, whether it's gauze or tourniquets or chest seals, but you can really see it happening with ammunition right now. And so that's pretty concerning, but we're tracking it as best we can. Here's the cool thing, guys. The only person that owns us is the CEO and then the father, yeah, right? And so the CEO owns this company, and then he's owned by the father. We don't have any, you know, secret banks that are like lurking, like looking for their money. We were able to put it into inventory. And so our supply chain's pretty good, pretty solid. We spent the last year and a half cultivating even stronger relationships with our suppliers and manufacturers because we thought that another war was going to happen. No big deal. Be wild if Bibles sold that fast. Bibles sell really fast. We order Bibles by the pallet. We send a lot of Bibles out. A lot of Bibles.
Ghost asked for prayers for his entire family because they're all sick.
Okay. Heavenly Father, we lift up Ghost to you right now. We just ask that you would cover his house, cover his family, that anything that wasn't of you, of your son Yeshua in there, just rebuke it, Father. I command it to flee. I ask that you would cleanse them, purify them, and lift them up so that it can be of service to you and your kingdom. In Yeshua's name, amen.
Go over the Boogie kit and how it can work for a team/group.
I guess I wouldn't pick the Boogie for a team or a /group. I mean, everybody could have a Boogie. I don't even know if I have a Boogie, to be honest, guys.
Instagram, you guys are not hooked up to that mic, so
I don't have a Boogie right now.
our bad.
Like they are that sold out. I have the outer to a Boogie. And so the Boogie is it's a cool little comprehensive first aid kit that can treat a majority of things. So it comes with an S mark. You could use that as a tourniquet. If you don't have one, you should have a Committee on TCCC recommended tourniquet. It also comes with additional gauze wound packing capability there. You have laceration capability. You have like small boo-boos and ouchies capability. What is great, these are great gifts, right? So something that's awesome is you can give this to somebody and you can kind of weaponize them. Basically be like, hey man, do you have a first aid kit? No. Okay, here's this one for free. You suck. Here's what it can do. You need to go get yourself a real first aid kit. You need to learn how to use it. Also, what you can do is these are super Bare independent. Lol at a whole team sharing a Boogie. Yeah, everybody gets one Band-Aid. So you get half a piece of gauze. No, but what is really cool is you could buy these pretty cheap. Like you buy, 10 of these guys, and then you could pass them out to the team. Still not as effective as everybody having their own IFAK, but it's a force multiplier nonetheless. And everybody's got something to stretch and wrap, right? And everybody's got something to pack and stuff. So it's cool in that sense that you can get into first aid relatively easy, right? This is not a blowout kit, guys. Like, I feel weird having to say that to you. Like, we should be able to look at the components and know that this is not a blowout kit. It's a great first aid kit. It's an awesome first aid kit, but it's not a blowout kit. If you're like, man, hold on. I'll bring the microphone. If you're like, man, Bob, I only have about $70 and I need a blowout kit. Dude, don't even worry. I got you, boo. It's right here. It's called a bleeding prevention kit. That's a great blowout kit, and it costs about it's less than $70. It's like, that's with shipping, I'm pretty sure. So there you go, right? These are super cost effective, right? And if you already, like, say you accidentally bought like a Chinesium first aid kit and you don't have a lot of spare money, well, you could take those bad components out and you could put those good components in, right? And while you save money for your American-made, high-quality BareFakt outer, right? Because we buy once, cry once. We've learned this lesson. We've been out here in the real world long enough, and we know that if I buy cheap gear, it's going to fail on me when I need it the most. But sometimes, dude, you just ain't got that cheddar, so you buy what you got at that time while you're saving up for something that can withstand all of the abuse. We've literally ran these pouches, these exact Bare Min pouches, not this one, but this is a new one. But this model, we've ran through, I think, 6 ERs now at this point. They're currently being run today. It's an essential responder. That's a great question, Heath. I'm glad you asked it. So an essential responder, ER, that is a 20-hour intensive scenario-based medical training course, right? And so we use these pouches. We use the same pouches. It's not like every ER gets a new one. And so if through all of that, we haven't been able to break these, we have not had one break, I know it'll work for you, right? And that's why some things are worth saving for, guys. Like
Hey, Bob.
They really are. Yes.
Do we know when the slick kit will be back in stock?
I know that a large amount of things are going to go back in stock today. What time they go back in stock today, I don't know. What? Monday is out. Britt is saying that stuff is going to go back in stock Monday.
4-inch minis don't come in until Friday, so they will be going in stock on Monday.
Okay, so slick kits Monday, is Britt saying. And she says that she's looking confident as she says Monday too. She's like,
I don't know. I think it's just kind of pissed.
oh, is she? Is she pissed at me?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pissed at me. I probably said something. So here's the thing that happens. I am opportunistic, right? I am hopeful, right? If hope was a strategy, the beggars would ride, right? And let me tell you, I want the beggars to be riding, right? And Britt is much more of a realist with our inventory. And so, I'm like, hey, I know we can do this. I know that we can aspire to be the best, push harder, and do all the more things. And Britt's like, Bob, if you ask me to do one more thing, I'm going to stab you with a soldering iron in the neck. And so, it's a good dichotomy that we got going here. It's spicy, it keeps everything interesting. There's a cool dynamic.
An interesting word for that.
She goes, interesting is an interesting word for that.
I have a mic on so they can hear.
Hit the like button, people. Shalom. When is that ankle kit coming out? Oh, dude, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that.
But-
all I can tell you is that it's dope.
Could I say though that like we have had the most progress with that in the last couple weeks than we have previously? So just
Just hold on.
little bit there.
Just hold on, okay? I'll tell you right now that I personally have been doing beta testing on it, and it's awesome. It's awesome. I actually got great information about it last night too, so that was cool. So definitely that.
Dano
praise y'all.
Naughton
What a great problem
Weinstein
to
said,
have.
"Be
Yeah,
wild
right?
if the hearts of men and women would apply His word that fast. Probably could change a nation. Thank y'all for being obedient to our Father, planting and watering seeds in a field of tares."
Yeah, that is true. That is true, brother.
Don't buy cheap Chinese stuff. Bob gets upset.
I got by with dollar store components for years. As I upgrade, I hand stuff down to others, teaching opportunities. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, gauze is gauze in a lot of cases. Like, it's rolled gauze is rolled gauze is rolled gauze. And you can buy it at the dollar store cheaper. It'll be the same stuff you could buy at Walmart or CVS. It's going to be
You can wound pack with just about anything, but like when it comes to medical components, you don't want to skimp on, like, your Gen 7 cat tourniquet. A lot of people, we see it all the time, where somebody's going to, like, take a look at the website and be like, oh, that's $30. I can get this for $12 on Amazon. Or I can get a pack of 4 tourniquets on Amazon for $15.
Yeah. It's
Joker breaks on you. You don't want that stuff to fail whenever your life is on the line.
yeah, there's stuff that we just can't cheap out on. Like
Yeah.
we shouldn't dollar store it.
Yeah.
And that is what it is.
Hey, just like you brought up a good point about being able to wound pack for everything. Why don't you guys talk a little bit about what you did last night and some of the crazy things that you heard from people who are in the 2A community
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
they don't
Absolutely.
know what they're talking about?
Yeah, so last night we had an awesome opportunity. We got to meet up with Jared from Guns and Gadgets, as well as a couple of our like
guy.
state reps, state senators over at OK2A's like monthly meeting in Oklahoma City. So me, Heath, Ren, and then little Jadis. We all rolled out there yesterday. Drove about 3.5 hours. Watched the award show and the little meeting and got a lot of context. And then afterwards, we were talking with people. And we think sometimes because we're on the internet, we have like this follower base and like who we're following. Like that's what we perceive to be the gun industry or like the 2A movement and all that stuff. It's not even close. The demographics, the age demographics are so
A lot of the
wonky.
2A community are older gentlemen or older women,
Yeah.
men, just that older generation. How many times have we seen fire chiefs be like, oh, life over limb, right?
Yep.
But we have data to refute that.
Yeah.
That's just as prevalent within the 2A community, where you have individuals who legitimately think that you can wound pack with a tampon.
Yeah, a tampon,
Right.
which has stuff impregnated into it to anticoagulants
Right.
are impregnated into
Right.
a tampon.
And it's a detriment. Scripture says that my people shall perish for lack of knowledge.
Yeah, I had a gentleman at this convention yesterday, and like there was awesome things. Like we had amazing discussions, and this is just talking points for us to focus on. There's a guy who's trying to convince me that buying crypto and NFTs was more important than buying food right now. It's crazy to me, absolutely, but not bonkers. And then, was like, why don't you guys do crypto? It's like, well, because it's not real, but that's just me. And there was just really interesting thought processes of like, oh, I'll never
Right.
try to save a life, or I'd never try to render aid or anything like that. And it's like, why do you want that? Why do you carry the gun? Well, I want to protect people. It's like, you just said you'd never save a life. What are we talking about here?
Well, what was the one factor that nearly saved Kyle Rittenhouse?
Oh, that he had medical gear on
He
him.
had medical gear,
And he was there to treat
after
people.
shots were fired, he immediately went to render aid.
Yep, and he only
Unfortunately,
left.
he had to get off
Yeah,
the X.
yeah, he had to
because
get
his
off the
life
X.
was in danger.
Yep, absolutely. That's a great insight. That's a really interesting insight. Something I will say is, talking to some political leaders yesterday, and I struggle to have conversations with people in those jobs because of the current state of our union.
It was difficult.
Yeah. That being
Say the
said, I think the hard conversations still need to be had. Young men and just men and in general, get out there. Go get involved. Go to your local whatever, your county or whatever,
Right.
your state whatever, and get involved. It's really important right now that strong men stand together and strong women stand together. I'm not sexist. I think it comes a little bit better with a beard. Personally, with this type of stuff. Bear Independent said, tease it, Bob, tease it. I would love to, bro, but it's absolutely sitting on my kitchen counter right now.
It is
I was
not here.
I was going to bring it in because I was going to have Britt wear it all day today, and I didn't. So, plot twist. I will tell you that it is awesome.
It's a
It's
pretty
not
dope
bulky. I have never worn an ankle kit in my life. I've worn it for the past 3 days and liked it.
Yeah.
And I forget it's there like multiple times, which is what you want. Thanks to the birthing bucket stuff, we're about to put them to use. Oh, praise ya, guy. I think more concerning than Bob being upset is trusting the Chinese to keep your loved ones alive with their cheap crap. Yeah, well, based, bro. Yeah. People are like, you don't understand, the Chinese are sneaking in. And then I tell them, yeah, and they're purposefully selling us bad tourniquets. And they're like, that's a conspiracy theory, Bob.
Those are clearly doctored photos.
I'm like,
Yeah.
How is this like that far away from possibility realm? I don't know.
Can we just show them just on live? This is a real legitimate Gin Cat 7 tourniquet that it belongs to our media department. But it's been used and all of that, and I'm kind of strong, okay? I have a really good grip strength, and I'm not like doing this to
They've
talk
done
about
things
myself,
by,
but
like-
I am putting a lot of pressure on that windlass, and it's not failing. The last thing you want is whenever you're cranking that windlass around to create arterial restriction on whatever appendage you're applying this to, you don't want that to break.
Yeah.
Because you immediately lost any opportunity for leverage and any opportunity for this to lock in to keep that progress and allow the restriction of the artery. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the post I did recently, but it was one of those silly ones. Are you sure about that? But I went to look
Sure about
up
that?
Right.
about tourniquets breaking, and if you just Google, like,
Yeah, just that one thing.
yeah, just Google that about fake tourniquets and just read all of the articles.
You have no idea how many lives have been lost in Ukraine, how many lives have been lost in the U.S., how many
We
lives are
actually-
going to be lost in Israel and and in Palestine.
We actually recently, I think it was Life 92, I could be wrong on the number, but we had an individual, it was a doctor of all things, render aid to an individual applying a tourniquet, and the tourniquet failed. Of all things, it was the windlass that broke because it was a cheap Chinese piece of crap.
Naturally.
One of the Bear Nation had a BareFakt, grabbed the tourniquet, said, "Here, use this," saved the dude's life.
Dude, that is sick. That is awesome. Status of surgical bucket. Shipping, man. Shipping every bucket at a time. It's coming your way, brother. It is coming your way. And if you want like an exact estimate, go ahead and call the store. Talk to Heath. Heath will get you your exact information. And if you want to yell at somebody, you can yell at Heath. Heath will take it. He'll take it all. He'll just accept it.
I take it well.
And he'll love you regardless, you know? He'll still love you. Without a doubt. Breaking tourniquets, National Prep Day, month 1. Oh, that's T. Coal miner's daughter. Providone iodine for wounds is what you want. Rubbing alcohol is good for scrapes and small cuts, but you don't want to use it on an open wound.
That is a good word.
Because you could damage it. Ordered a copy of the scriptures yesterday. I can't wait. That is awesome, bro. That is so cool. Yeah, guys, if you don't have a Bible and you're like, man, I'd love to read the Bible sometime, reach out. Email admin@grindstoneministry.com. You can get a Bible. If you don't have the money for a Bible right now, cool, man. They'll send you a Bible regardless, right? Buy one later when you can. It's not a big deal. It's not about money. It's about getting the word. I break cheap TQs for fun all the time. Yeah, I try to keep at least like one fake TQ in my life so that I can go and break it when I'm angry. It's a fun thing. Like some dudes mag dump into trash. I break fake tourniquets. It's just what I do, bro.
Dude, we had a police officer when we stopped to get fuel.
Yeah. So yesterday we stopped to get fuel and I was looking at a police officer. Dude had 6 spare magazines. 6 spare mags and not a tourniquet. So I got out of the truck. I'm like, not a single tourniquet. I asked him, I said, hey, bro, you got a tourniquet? He's like, yeah. I said, on you. He was like, I got it in the truck. I said, do you have a tourniquet on you? He's like, no. I said, you have 6 magazines and you do not have a tourniquet on you. And he looked at me and he kind of like got quiet. And I was like, the number 1 preventable cause of death in the U.S. is massive bleeding.
And you don't have a tourniquet.
And you don't have a tourniquet on you. You've got over 100 rounds
Yeah.
of whatever caliber,
Right.
but we don't have one life-saving piece of equipment. So that guy got a free tourniquet and a good yelling, and a good scolding,
Right.
good Bob
But
scolding.
good on his partner, though.
Yeah, his partner had, I think,
He's
like
like,
3. He just
yeah,
started
3
throwing
tourniquets.
tourniquets out.
He
I was
pulled
like,
out a Gin 7, he pulled out a soft tea, and then a brand new unwrapped.
yeah, he had a cat in the wrapping still.
Yeah.
I was like, dude,
My
that guy's
dude,
based.
Yes.
If I relocate to Oakland, can it come fellowship? We don't live in Oakland, so no, probably not.
Someone said they bought a wound care bucket.
Nice.
And opened it to check it out and couldn't get all the stuff back in. Props
Yeah.
to you guys on packing. You guys have no idea how meticulous we are about
Pretty
packing.
sure there's a video on that.
Classic bucket.
How to repack a bucket. I'm pretty sure there's a video on the YouTubes. So JT, I think, taught us how to repack a bucket. Yeah, there's like one guy here that does the buckets, and it's a process.
See, that's the thing about we have. it's very meticulous, and there will be like specialists. Like Ren is our gloves guy.
Yeah,
okay?
Ren-
Nobody does gloves like Ren.
So what you don't understand is Ren comes from Cuban descent. And so what I believe,
Got that cigar roll.
I believe that deep in his like his mitochondrial DNA has cigar rolling,
Yes.
and that's why Ren looks at gloves and they just get rolled like immediately. You're on the internet. What would you like to say?
Hi, I'm Ren from Refuge Medical.com.
He nailed
What
it.
do you do well, Ren?
What he said, gloves.
What he said.
That's not all Ren is good at. But he
Oh,
is our
gosh.
glove specialist.
That is so funny. Is the scriptures available on Refuge Medical? You can hit the chat. We can throw it in there for you. That's no problem. Was that before or after the ticket? I didn't get a ticket. Yeah, I standardly don't get tickets. Knock on wood. I'm sure it's possible.
We have a question on Instagram, Bob.
Send it.
Which IFAK would you recommend for my plate carrier vest?
What IFAK would I recommend for your plate carrier vest? I'd recommend probably either a BareMin or an ARC, or BareFakt. All are good. It depends on how big of a dude you are or dudette you
That
are.
person's from Instagram and they can't hear you when you're far away, just FYI.
Okay, hold on 1 second, Instagram. I'm coming. I'll be there. Sorry, YouTube. I didn't mean to yell at you.
Well, these are travels.
Just grab me one of those. That'll be fine. All right. So I got a couple of different options for you. Set my little DJI mic down. Hey, what's going on over here? Hey, arc on a dangler is what Ghost said. Yeah, that's going to be probably the go-to.
That's my favorite.
That's what he could probably recommend. So this is your dangler, right? And so this would sit inside of the cummerbund of your plate carrier, right? And so this would dangle right here. This is where your plate carrier would end, and that would leave your first aid kit right here, right? Like so. Arc, right? You have the ability to treat 1 plus a half, right? So you have like casualty plus 1. So you can treat not just yourself but somebody else. And then with that, this attaches with hook and loop to this this little dangler here. So that way you can put it on like so, right? Close her back up, button her up, and then she just sits there, you know, while you move around and everything like that. So that's one option, right? You could also put that on a belt or a headrest or something like that. Your next option is going to be BareMin. Reason I like the BareMin, too, it's it's smaller, it's tighter. If I was running this on a plate carrier, I don't know if I would necessarily have my shears and TQ right here, but that's just me. I probably wouldn't. I probably would have my TQ like in a TQ holder somewhere, and then I would have my shears like most likely behind my mags, and then I'd put this guy here, right? I'd actually probably put it here because my gun is right here. Put this guy here, deploy down, right? So I could pull this, right, and then I could pull out my BareMin. That would be a great deploy. Reason for BareMin over the ARC, you get some boo-boo capability in this bad mamma jamma. Everybody loves the dude with Band-Aids and aspirin, okay? Everybody wants to be a medic until it's time to wash feet.
I had 3 people suggest the SOB as well.
SOBs are awesome for belts. I don't really think of them as a plate carrier kit. They absolutely could. They could get mollied on.
Be a great little kit if
you're doing
need
it like,
it on your weak side.
yeah, on weak side, something like that. And then the final one would be the BareFakt. That's your like big mamma jamma flagship, right? And this guy would sit right here. Same thing. I had a medical pouch sit here for years, and this was where it went every single time. This is a great spot, and you can do that a lot too, which I like. So those are all good recommendations. I run the SOB, so like in my LARPing gear. When I pretend to be cool in the woods with no one because I don't have any friends, what I do is I put on an SOB on my battle belt. And it's not really a battle belt. It's a belt I bought off of Amazon because I don't know what I'm doing.
As he says that in a room full of his friends.
You guys are my friends?
No.
No, but anyways, so, and I know Heath runs the SOB and the ARC. I've seen the Bearman on his kit run the ARC as well. There's something to that dangle. The dangle is really cool on the kit. I will tell you that for sure, for sure. Dano, not in the Lions, then bless you. Some coffee cash, homies. No good idea, fairy shenanigans, but is there Refuge Medical Riggers belt?
Wait a minute. Can we not brush over the fact that that dude just bought us all coffee?
Dude, bless you.
And tomorrow's my birthday. Okay, I'm just saying it.
Th-
So
that was not relevant at all.
well, now you know.
Lauren's like, by the way, internet, tomorrow's my birthday.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the live stream now.
Okay.
Right. And what's the last 4 years social really quick, Lauren? Now that we got your date of birth. And how old are you?
36.
SOB is good for me. I run a version of the SOB on my tack belt. Nice, Ghost. I built it for myself 4 years ago, only because I didn't know about Refuge back then. Well, Ghost, why don't you grab an SOB now? And if you got all the components and they're not expired, even though you built it 4 years ago and they might be, you could still grab an SOB outer and an inner and pack it up there. Unless yours is American built too. I just got my wound care bucket yesterday. My cat loves the box it came in. I like how my bucket fits in with other buckets. Yeah, so preppers love buckets, especially 5-gallon round. And so that was kind of the thought process there. And they smacked it out of the park with that one.
Raiden Flint said, I keep a bare min in my get home bag in the car and have a bleeding prevention kit for my husband to keep with him for his job. What items should we consider next? Have 2 small kids and another on the way.
Boo-boo.
Also, thank you, everyone.
Boo-boo and boogies is what I was going to say. So I'd recommend 2 boo-boos and 2 boogies, right? Boo-boo for each car, boogie for each car. And so mom's car, dad's car, keep them in there, right? Or 3, so this is what we do. Like I have med in my car, my wife has med in her car, and then we have med in the diaper bag. And so like if we're in the car, we're there, right? And then we're not in the car, usually we've got diaper bag. And so that's a great resource for all you young families out there. That's a great way to do it. And guys, don't forget, if you're carrying med and you got kiddos, you need child tourniquets, whether it's a SWAT T, whether it's an S mark, whether it's a Shalishy.
The Slishman's really become a favorite by staff here.
Slishy! Yeah, we like the Slish. The old Sam. Happy birthday, Loom. Everybody's saying happy birthday
Thanks,
now.
guys. Now that I've shamelessly plugged that into the live stream.
Ghost said I'm really broke. Based, I know,
Lone
bro.
Star, we're working on the slit coming back
How many
in stock.
lives saved are you guys on? What are we on?
Oh my gosh.
Britt, what life saved are we on? 92. 92? Okay.
Was it 92?
Yeah, 92 is right. Slick coming back in stock. Yes, it is Lone Star Living. It's coming back in stock on Monday. We're going to have a bunch of stuff that's going to come back in stock on Monday, guys. Make sure that you're going to the website and anything that's out of stock that you're wanting to grab, you're hitting the notify me button, right? So what that's going to do is the second that goes in stock, you're going to get an email. Now, how we do things around here, we're going to make probably like 50 slit kits, maybe 100 slit kits will get built for Monday, right? Those will go in stock. First 50 or 100 people, that's what it is, dog. So make sure you're watching that email on Monday. Make sure you're paying attention to what the website is. Wait, what expires? Hemostatic agents. Well, technically anything that the DOD wants, it expires. So whether it actually expires, I don't know. But it has to have an expiration date. So I would check your gear, guys, and especially you, Ghost, if you're building kits 4, 5, 6 years ago, check your components, make sure they're not expired. That's a great thing to do right now. Guys, if you're preppers, right, go through your stuff. That was what my wife and I did like all week, or at the end of the week last week, was we went through all of our preps, we went through all of our med, all of our stuff, and just like checked expiration dates, did rotation, make sure we weren't like having any gaps. And we actually did have a huge gap. And so that was crazy how we saw it. So I would definitely look into that.
I saw a moose run and I just thought, I don't know how many people know enough about that blend because of how freaking good it is. Like, have you smelled that, Bob? Like,
I picked this.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, nope. Everybody else grabs
so,
the coffee
guys,
bag and squeezes it, right? And like smells what comes out.
Yeah.
That's
so
not just
there's
me.
in the Moose Run coffee, on the back of the bag, there's a little pinhole right here, right? And if you squeeze the bag, just coffee goodness just goes into your face. That's what she's referring to. So this is the March E blend of our coffees, or Moose Run coffee, right? So it stands for massive flavor, amazing quality, roasted fresh, caffeinate or die, heroic energy, and excellent. And that is the Refuge blend. So this is a finely ground American blend. We did finely ground because I'm an espresso dude, and I like really, really muddy coffee, and Moose just understands that about me. And so that is awesome. Grindstone blend is also a super dope blend. that Moose is putting together for everybody. That's so great. Opening my kit now. Just went through all my medical gear, which is extensive in my opinion. Finally organized for now. Right? Isn't that so true? You organize all your stuff and then like 30 minutes later, it's all chaos. Like, what even happened?
You know what's crazy too? So you remember earlier in the year we sent my kids to go see my mom.
Yeah.
And I went through the stuff that we had because we had several like boo-boo kits and different things, and I put together what I wanted because my daughter's been through the micro-responder class and she knows how to do a freaking tourniquet and put together everything I needed. And so when you have all of these kids, if you're like, you know what, I don't know that I want to send them with just one, you create your own from all of the amazing things that we have here.
Yeah, I have a few Bob custom kits that don't really exist anywhere else. I've shown a couple of people. The problem is I don't usually show people because then they're like, oh my gosh, when are you launching
Can you
that?
build that?
When are you releasing it? It's like, dude, no, just let me have something, please. It's, no wonder why Bob is edgy. Yeah, I was listening to, what was it, American Idiot this morning. I was listening to Green Day.
For like a long time.
I was listening to like half of the album. I'm hoping to finish the other half of the album later. But I realized that, I am a little bit more edgy than I used to think. It was as I was screaming out American Idiot, I was like, man, maybe this is why I'm a conspiracy theory. I listened to this when I was 10 years old.
I feel like you've kept some of your, like, remember how in high school, or at least when I went to high school, there was like the emo kids.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you kept a little bit
I
of
kept
that
that.
with you.
I kept some of that. I'm into that stuff, I vibe with it. I like, I mean, look at me, I'm all black almost, Ooh, we'll put the hood up too. So they're not skinny jeans anymore. I went away from skinny jeans. I'm moving to skinny combat pants. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The G3s can adjust so they're skinnier. So all of you bros out there that wanted skinny combat pants, now you're good. Nobody wanted that, Lauren. Guys,
Sorry.
as always, if you have any questions, you can throw them in the chat. We got a couple more minutes.
Region.
I'm not like doing a giveaway or anything or promotion right now. The promotion is we have stuff in stock.
Oh my gosh.
The giveaway is you get to get stuff and we'll give it to you in a way if you purchase it.
Stuff's like, okay, so we're so busy that I manage the media department, but like I've transitioned into the line because we're so busy. So now you probably heard me sending you your message today with Green Day in the background and people yelling.
That's right. Yeah, it's a team around here. I'm going to order a BareFakt 3.0 tonight. Dude, Bakari, I think. Bakari Akil Bebe. I hope that's your name. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Bless you, bro. I hope that you never have to use it. I hope that it sits there and gets dusty and then, yeah, you're fine.
Does the 3.0 come with the tourniquet? Because on the website, they didn't finish that sentence, but
The 3.0 comes with a tourniquet.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not on the outside.
It's not on the outside. So here, this is a crash fact, so that's not it. This is a BareFakt right here. So I'll show you a BareFakt. When you open it up, right? We got this red handle. We pull the red handle. Pull the lever, trunk. That was a Disney reference.
Not that lever.
Not that lever. So one of the cool things is you take this guy, you can open it one-handed. Pretty big deal because mechanical amputations and forced amputations are a thing. And so one hand open, right? Boom, there it is. And you see we have priority of care, right? Massive bleeding, right? Right here, massive bleeding, okay? And then once you work into the trauma pack, more support for massive bleeding. Then once you go back into the stack, that's when you're gonna get in your A and your R and your C. Through your chest seals. We got a burn shield dressing in there too, some 5x9s and NPA. Your shears are back there, as well as in your trauma pack, you have survival blanket, additional compressed gauze. You can never have too much gauze in an emergency. Your tape, your Sharpie, and of course you can add, like, if you're authorized, a decompression needle, and all that good stuff too. So comes with a cat tourniquet. I recommend stage the one in there, put another one on the outside, put this on your headrest in your vehicle. That's awesome. You also do the same thing with the ARC, but I like the BareFakt because you can carry 2 tourniquets on that kit, and that's awesome. There's not another kit that's like an IFAK, like individual first aid kit, that you can carry 2 tourniquets in. The Bare Man you can't, the SOB you can't, the ARC you can't, but the BareFakt you can. You get that secondary tourniquet, the one inside and the one outside, which is super fire. Yeah. And if you don't have a BareFakt, you're asleep.
we've got another question about when the wound care and surgical buckets will be back in stock. We are working so hard to get them back in stock, guys. They're flying out the door too.
Yeah, so the reason they're not in stock is because we're trying to get all of the orders out that like inundated us. Praise Yah. And so before we take any more orders, we want to make sure that we do the best customer service possible to the orders we already have, right? So we're not, just want to do good business. Just be honest, transparent, forthright, right? All that stuff. How is the Refuge training book coming along? It's on pause right now, but that's a great question. What you got?
Someone said, or Silverback said, maybe you already talked about ruckus. I'm late. Are we rucking on roads or trails?
I haven't talked about ruckus at all. We are rucking on roads. They are not on trails.
Thank you, Dano.
I hope that answers your question. I don't know what else to answer for that. But yeah,
Dano gave another 50.
Feed his flock. Yeah, it's in the city, guys. It's in downtown Fort Smith. So you're gonna ruck. You're gonna get a lot of attention. Do what you want. Do what you gotta do, man. Wear what you gotta wear.
But that's the point. We're getting attention.
Yep, you
Like,
want to get
it's-
attention.
This
Like,
is not an event that happens very often.
I'm thinking about flying a big flag. I don't know what flag I want to fly. And then, oh, dude, hey, I got an idea. I'm not gonna tell you about it. You're the internet. It doesn't matter. You'll see it. It's okay. It'll be okay. What?
That one?
I was thinking about yeah. I was thinking about it.
I saw your brain.
Yeah, you watched that work. Is that what just happened?
Britt, which one?
Nothing. They're gonna find out if they keep talking about
Well, I
it.
don't want her to say. I just wanted to point.
Listen, lady, you told the whole internet your birthday. We're not telling you.
I had to learn what staging a TQ even meant. It's fun to learn. Yeah, dude.
Does that for me.
I was just talking with a buddy about that because they were trying to train and all this stuff. And we were talking about how, for some reason, like, we in the 2A community, or maybe just like the preparedness community, we thought like training meant going somewhere, meeting with someone, and then learning with pressure and accountability right there, and then that's the only way that we can learn, is doing that training process. You can learn on Sunday morning drinking coffee in your boxers. You can watch videos, you can read books, you can intake, you can have a buddy come over and teach you something. You don't have to like go to some big training to learn how to tie knots. Call anyone who can tie knots in your life, or call a tree service and ask them if they could teach you to tie knots, right? All these things are possible. And so just, we got to constantly be seeking knowledge.
And if you
man.
know things that those around you don't know, be the person that will say, "Hey, if you want to learn, I'll teach you." Share it. Share the knowledge. JC Fixer said, I need a new BareFakt bag. One of my kits I ordered was back when it was in the zip open Condor bag. That's been a minute.
Nah, it's like the barn.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. I agree, bro. I'll trade you. I'll trade you a brand new one.
Yeah,
think
we're only
I think
trying to
he's
get our
looking
hands
for a
on the
Gen 1,
originals.
isn't he? Doesn't he want a Gen 1 BareFakt?
Condor's not Gen 1.
Gen 1 would be what Cody did.
Cody.
Yeah.
Condor would have been
BareFakt
Bear
was never in Condor.
Condor was the Cub Kit.
Yeah.
Cub Kit Pro, right? So I bet you're talking about the Cub Kit.
Or the Adventure.
Or the backpack.
How durable are the APLS blankets? Regular use or emergency only? Actually,
Regular use.
I can attest to that because I had to film Heath doing that video with Cody, and that thing has been pulled out, set up, folded back up.
Guys, they gave them to the Marines. That's how durable they are. They gave them to the toughest branch that we have. Just the toughest, just tough as dirt and rocks. Just that's who they gave them to. It's the Marine Corps, right? So they're fine for you. They will work for you. They're working for our Marines.
He said it was the EMT Light. Do you know what that is, Harmony?
I don't know what that is.
That's the Cub Pro.
That sounds right.
Richard Turlington said still running 2 Cub Pros.
Cub Pro's.
Did we have the Cub Pro, Heath?
Cub
Yeah.
Pro is an awesome kit.
Yep.
It was a great little kit.
It
Yeah,
was a great little
it
kit.
was.
It was a great little kit.
Somebody said, and the Marines tried to eat them.
But
Probably.
It's the first time she stabbed herself.
The first time.
The first time.
Hey, so have we considered making Zeet Seat to be available with certain kits? We don't have them on the kits, but you can get Zeet Seats from grindstoneministries.com.
Yeah, so we have Zeets that are always available via grindstoneministries.com. There's also, like, we talk about a bunch of other organizations that make Zeets. You can make your own Zeets. Fun fact, super easy. It's not terribly hard.
And then you can
No,
choose
we
your
don't
own
attach
colors.
them to kits because kits
Size
are not
blue.
people, and the rules said to attach them to your four corners, not your kit's four corners. But, I mean, we'll send you Zeets with kits, right? Yeah.
When
Okay.
will the APLS be back in stock?
Elijah, I will
Don't
only
ask.
answer you because your songs are so sweet and calming. We don't know.
So I can. Provide-
2 weeks probably. But even still, that's not going to be true because we're
We're
going to
gonna
be
have
holding
some
them back.
coming in, but that is solely to take care
Yeah.
of what we have on back order, and that's all sold.
Yeah. So I mean, right now I don't know. I don't have a good timeline for you. Sorry, brother.
I've got a question from Instagram. My Alaskan Lifestyle asked, med question, does quick clot go
Quick clot?
bad? Winter is coming here in Alaska. Is there anything in my BareFakt or SOB I need to worry about leaving in the cold?
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot. Like, yes. So, yes, there's always stuff that could be, you know, if you're getting to sub 60 degree, like every single component is going to have, like, it's basically like an SSID sheet. Yeah, we have quick clot. I'm going to.
Frago out. Yes, we are still designing it. You do
This is
not
gonna
need to go
be
with Warrior
affected
Poet
way
Society.
more than their
Ours will be
quick clot.
coming out.
I'm looking up the temperature range right now.
Yeah. So everything has like a temperature range, especially like anything with adhesives. That's what we're really worried about. What was their question in regards to quick clot? What did they ask about the quick clot?
SOB and also their BareFakt is the quick clot gonna go bad? And also
In the
what,
cold? Is that what they're worried about?
No.
maybe
No.
It
They're in
won't.
Alaska.
Yeah, no. The quick clot's not gonna go bad because of the cold.
And is there anything in those two kits that could go bad?
So anything that's adhesive for extreme temperatures will affect adhesives, guys. Like, so that's your gloves, glues, anything sticky, right? So I'll give you an example. Your gloves are totally fine rolled up the way they are, unless it's 110 degrees and your gloves sit like that every single day, and then it cools down, and then your gloves are now morphed together. Okay, that's why. So in my EDC pocket, right?
Yep.
My gloves are not rolled up. My gloves are together. They're not rolled up because these roll around in my pocket every day, and I don't want them impossible to put on, right? So same thing with your duct tape, your chest seals, all these things can be affected. Your chest seals definitely have a temperature range. It's 140 degrees Fahrenheit to negative 34 degrees negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you're in Alaska and you're reaching outside of those negative 30 degree ranges, bring your stuff inside. I don't know that you necessarily want to do that anyways. Even if technically it was okay. So say you were at negative 28 degrees, and this is good till negative 30. Is it smart to just leave it out there anyways? Yeah, I don't think so, because you're testing and pushing those limits of the gear, and unless you're specifically doing it to see, right, which meant that it would have like its own controllable, right? That's like not your only gear. That'd be completely different, but
So you can push anything at 80%
yeah, that's a good rule.
and do a really good job, and it'll go for a very long time. But I've never seen anything that can go 100% all the way within its parameters and be good for a very long period of time.
It's more extreme heat here, right? That's what we deal with. So in the summer, I'm one of those dudes. I bring my stuff out of my car. I don't like if it's 125 degrees out. I'm not leaving ammunition and adhesives and all that stuff inside my car. I'm not doing it. It's not smart. Even if it doesn't affect the ammunition, it's still going to affect the way that the powder performs, which is going to affect your ballistics, right? Even if this still works as a chest seal, it's still going to be harder to separate from the plastic,
Yep.
right? It's not that it's not a chest seal. It's that I'm, for no reason, I'm inhibiting myself potentially, right? And so know what the temperature is going to be, and then just like every other piece of gear that you have, you should be intimately aware as to what are the parameters around it, right? take a little time, read. It's okay. It's all right.
Sorry, TikTok. I'm sorry we haven't answered your questions. I've noticed some of our followers have helped you. We did get a comment saying that, do we teach SAR classes or EMS classes? We do not. What is TCCC? Someone answered that for them though.
Tactical casualty combat care.
Multi-trauma active shooter kit? Question mark.
Multi-trauma active shooter kit. Some politician came up with that.
You mean the Mac?
I don't have a Mac here.
He shipped out our Mac.
Yeah.
We just shipped one out.
So what I recommend is the Mac 4, mass casualty kit, 4, treating up to 4 people. And so with that, there's 8 tourniquets inside of that kit. There's additional sets of chest seals. There's all your hemostatics. There's decompression needles. There's everything that a medic. Did you hear that word?
What was that?
Everything that a medic
Oh, that word.
would need to treat people inside of a mass casualty event. So like, if you're not a medic, you don't need 4 decompression needles to run into an active shooter because you're going to make things really hard on the people trying to save lives. All right? Now, if you're a trained individual, you could run in there and help and save lives, right? It's different.
So my Alaskan lifestyle, in regards to what you were just talking about, said he parks inside the garage. He's just worried about it going from -10 to 70, then back to -10 every day.
No, it should be fine in that fluctuation. Like, given what the manufacturer is telling me, like I can't foresee the future and like tell you what exactly is going to happen, but off of the data and information that I have, the manufacturer says that should be fine. No problem.
The 12C conditioning said, by the way, that Boogie kit fits great in the cummerbund of a plate carrier.
That's interesting. To check for that chat, everyone have one on your person. Say check. Oh, TQ check for the chat. TQ check. Everybody put check in the chat right now. TQ check. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. Make sure everybody has TQ on them. Check.
Sorry, you guys lost video for a second, guys. The phones are all getting low battery. Hey, by the way,
check.
Frago out. I already answered him, but he said, "Are you still designing ankle kit, or should I go with Warrior Poet Society?" I was like, "No."
No, we're right.
We are like so close to it releasing.
I'm like in the final phases of testing. Just give me a second here. Okay. Check. Fail! Chris Carpenter! Great honesty. Way to be honest with the group, my man. That right there is
We got people checking on Instagram.
Realization, dude. You could have just lied to the whole internet and no one would have ever known, but you told the truth, and that's what makes you different.
The epitome of integrity.
Yeah, Chris is out here just being integral to himself. You know? That's awesome. Check times 3, Go said. Well, I'm waiting to have a colonoscopy, so you got me without my tournament.
Oh my gosh.
But does the hospital have a tourniquet? They do. It's in a supply closet 98 seconds away.
So Joshua over
Sorry.
on TikTok, I think he was the one who asked about the multi-casualty kit. He said, "Thanks for the info. Want to get something and train for it that I can help out if ever needed." What holster are you running? Oh, sorry.
So
I was just here yesterday for something.
So this
different.
isn't that company.
Okay.
So we are working with a holster company right now to make you guys some custom American-made TQ holsters. This holster right here, TikTok, be careful. So I'll just cover it. That holster that you're seeing right there, that's from T-Rex Arms. T-Rex Arms is my favorite Kydex company. I love that company. I really do. I've never talked to Lucas Botkin. I've never talked to Isaac Botkin. They probably don't know that I exist. But I absolutely am inspired and have been for like 5 years by what that guy has done with that company. He's one of the reasons that I felt like I could do what I'm doing here.
They're doing great things.
They really are. And even more so last night when I went to go like talk to those legislators, I thought about them and watched a bunch of Isaac's videos before I did that, because Isaac has been integral in Tennessee making sure that their 2A is protected, and they have done a crap ton to like actually make a difference. And so I run a T-Rex Arms holster here. I also like, and this actually isn't an out of the waistband holster. I'm just stupid. I ordered this as an in the waistband holster. That's what it's for. It's the sidecar one. And so like it's got the hinge and the swivel. I'll show you. This swivels right here. And so you could put a tourniquet holster, another mag holster, all these different things, and have 2 pieces to your holster. I switched it around to do an out of the waistband because I wanted it just like tight to the body. This, I don't even know, dude. I don't even know. It's been years, bro. And the biggest thing is the holster that you train with and that it works, right? You have a good draw time and solid shots.
Yep.
That's what matters. Do you know what the holster feels like and how the retention is? Do you know how to like combat somebody trying to steal your weapon? All that stuff. So something like that. I also big shout out to Blackhawk. I love the Blackhawk level 4 holsters. Those guys are awesome when you're running and gunning. And then the Safariland 6435, the RDS, man. You can't like that. That's like
Classic.
that. The Safariland 6435 and this are my go-to. I have a Blackhawk that's for a different Glock that I use. That's in the waistband though. But if I'm out of the waistband, that's really what it is.
Ryan Hill said, saved a Bible from 1911 from being thrown away. Excited to see the difference from then to now.
An original.
That is super cool.
1911, is that what he said?
Yeah.
So I've got one from the 1830s. It's really cool. Genesis. Look at the words. Matters. Matthew 17:21. See if it's there. Matthew 17:21 is taken out of a lot of translations of scripture, and it's actually Yeshua telling us how we are to beat like especially strong demons. And he tells us that we are to destroy them by prayer and with prayer and fasting. That right there, the prayer and fasting line, is taken out of a lot of Bibles, like New Living Translations, American Standard Versions, all these big Bibles that people love and trust. They are taking away the word, and you shall not add to or
Take away.
dude. So yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I'm looking for something to keep close and could be somewhat concealable in over the waistband. Yeah, I'd recommend running this. I also have a Ragnarok from T-Rex Arms that I run on a paddle. Awesome holster. The Ragnarok and then this one are really good. This is cool because I can switch some clips and it's in the waistband then, right? And then I can be like, you know, the old surprise. Surprise, mother trucker. Blackhawk Omnivore is excellent. Attaches to light. So it's good with most guns that have rails. Just move your light. Yeah. The Blackhawk is an OG in the space, man. And Blackhawk has supported Grindstone a few times.
It is really cool though, because the holster company we're working with, it's not just American made. It's local. I mean, like we could walk there if we had to.
Yeah, and I haven't. So the reason I'm not like telling you to go buy a Ford holster right now for your gun is because I've never used a Ford holster, and I'm not a shill. I
have
am
no real context with it.
So I can't tell you to use something if I don't know if it works. I'm gonna tell you to use this because I know this works. But as we test the Ford holsters out, especially their TQ ones are fire already.
They're so good.
I'm very, very excited about that. But I'm hoping to maybe get a holster from him for my firearm. That way I can kind of test it, and I'm hoping that it's good. If it's good, I'm like, magnifique. I'm gonna get my wife a new holster too.
Someone asked about alien gear holsters. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a little, they complicate stuff sometimes. I think there's a lot of pieces. I'm a simple guy, like KISS, keep it simple, stupid, and mums, right? Like manufacturer use, right? So with that, like Alien Gear is a box that like a lot of their holsters is like 90 holsters in one, and I just don't need that. I really don't. I'm sure people love them. I'm sure they're great. I also don't like aliens. I think those are stupid. So
Nephilim.
Holster to just be a holster for the one gun that I'm going to
Yep.
use.
I don't need it to be 900 gun compatible. I just need it to work for the gun I have. Check ×4. I have a pocket-sized Bible from the 40s. That's why I ordered the scriptures from Grindstone. I'm getting old. Print is too small. Yeah, dude, that's a struggle. Not impressed with Alien Gear. Yeah, it goes back. Is Bob across a table? So this could be Refuge Live with and across the table with Bob? Yeah, technically it is. Any update on the Tactical TQ mascot? Yeah, we just got busy and had more important things to do, I guess.
We did. So somebody sent in
Somebody
a
said my alien gear
caption
was
for it
doo-doo.
that Harmony really liked, and it was quote ready to deploy.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
like
pretty
that.
good. That's a pretty good caption.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and tight AF are like that's money right there. Ready to deploy is fire.
Both of those.
Yeah. The group did a really funny one where they like drew like red lines inside the tourniquet's eyes, and they were like drew like a little smoke cloud, and they said high and tight. I thought that was funny. Me personally, I laughed. Alien gear was doo-doo. Screws can back out on alien gear. I own several, and they will rust if get wet. Well, there you go. So, I mean, hey, I don't have those experiences. I'm not going to talk bad on that company because I don't know about them. But, I mean, proof's in the pudding, guys.
Erin, we know Erin. She came in with her husband, 12C. She said that little tidbit about Matthew 17:21. What the what?
Yeah. Have you not seen that? I have, I don't have, like, a standard Bible here. I could probably show you on my phone. Hold on.
Hello, South America. What's up, Danny?
What up, South America? What?
That's a good one.
Matthew 17.
David R. Giuseppe asked, what is the difference between your faith and Judaism? Well, we believe in Messiah. We believe he is the Messiah.
So, I'll answer for me. I read the book. I'm trying to do what it says. There's a guy who came and he lived 2,000 years ago, 2023 years ago. We would measure time by him. He lived perfectly. He kept the Father's law perfectly. He did life perfectly, and then he went as a sacrifice for me. And so I am trying my best to walk the way that man walked, because that man was God. And so he didn't eat pork, so I'm not going to eat pork. He wore tassels, I'm going to wear tassels. He kept the Moedim, I'm going to keep the Moedim. My brother Jehuda, I love him with all my heart, man. I wish that he would come to see the Messiah. But we're too Christian for Jews, and we're too Jewish for Christians, so it goes all over the place.
So if you think about it, I get that question a lot. What's the difference and everything. Honestly and truthfully, the only difference that there ever should truly be between a Christian, we're Christian, we believe
In the Christ.
In Christ, the deity, the virgin birth, we believe that he is the one and only begotten Son of the Most High living God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We believe all of these things. The only difference is that we saw this little verse in John chapter 14 where Jesus said, if you love me, obey my commands. Okay, so a lot of people like to be like, okay, well, what are his commands? Okay, love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, body, and strength, and then love your neighbor as yourself. But where are those found? Yeah, how? What, I just need to know, what does it look like to love the Lord, that God, with their whole heart? And, God's not going to tell me to do something without, turns out he told us in the beginning of the book. Yeah, he did. He gave us actually 5 different books to know how to do that stuff. So we were talking about Matthew 17:21. I want to show you guys this because it's really interesting. So I'm just in the Bible app on my phone. So this is the scriptures version of the Bible app on my phone. And so you can see, I don't know if you guys can, I'm hoping that you can see. So you have 20 right here, and Yeshua said to them, because of your unbelief, for truly I say to you, if you have belief as a mustard seed, I shall say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it shall move. And no matter shall be impossible for you. And you see in 21, but this kind does not go out except through prayer and fasting, right? Okay, so he's talking about these strong demons. All right, so that's the scriptures translation. Let's go ahead and go to the King James. All right.
King James has it. Someone just said that.
So King James right here, it says 21. Howbeit this kind goeth not out, but by prayer and fasting. Okay, cool. Let's go to New Living Translation. So here we have 20. Okay, move from here to there, and it would move. Nothing would be impossible. They skip it and go to 22. After they gather there, why did they skip it? Right? Okay. Well, maybe that's just a mishap. Maybe that's just weird, right? And that don't make no dang sense. But hold on. Here's the New International Version, right? Once again, 20 right here. Nothing will be impossible for you. Boom. 22. When they came together in Galilee. So I don't know. I just think that's interesting, man. Got to really look at who's writing your books.
It's an interesting verse to take out too.
What'd you say?
It's just an interesting verse to take out.
Yeah. Why would it be so important to take out that verse about how you fight the enemy? By prayer and fasting, right?
This is not a biblical question.
Okay.
But can you ship your products to Bolivia, or some not permitted?
Yeah, we probably can. You're in charge of customs, dude. And Europe's getting challenging. So, I'd talk to your customs department, your customs agent before you order. Make sure that there's no problem with that. Know where it's going to have to go. And then just reach out to us, and I'll let you talk to our department or our director of shipping. So that way you guys can get it all figured out.
What's up, Kit? We have gettacticalsupply.com. He said, hey, from Florida.
GetTacticalSupply.com. What is up, dude? I don't even know who you are, but hey.
I like that name.
Get Tactical
Good job.
Supply.
Like, that's...
Why did they
website.
skip it? I don't know. It isn't like prayer and fasting is important or exemplified in the Old Testament. Oh, I know. It is works-based. LOL. Yeah, so, I mean, we could pontificate upon that, guys, all day. We don't know. What we do know is that there's translations that have it, so we should read that one because you can't take anything away from the word. Which is why it's so important that we're really focusing on, like, what's important. You know, like, we can get distracted with, was it a garage, or was it a parking lot, or was it a hospital? Or we could be like, hey, is my Bible accurate? Like, way more important things, man. Make sure you're sharpening the sword of the Spirit right now.
Shalom, Hans. Hans is in the house.
What up, Hans? I pray to know the word as well as you, my fellow brothers in Christ. Elijah, I pray to sing with the worship that you do. MSG is not there at all either. Yeah, so sorry if I'm like bursting some bubbles here for y'all, but it happened to me too. So Tavar, and if you look in other references of mountains and seas in Scripture, the mountain is Yah's dwelling, and the sea is the people. So a mustard seed, size of faith, you can grow Yah's place into its people. Yep. Yeah. It's deeper, bro. It's deeper. JS Badger, maybe someday I'll be cool enough to get a blue wrench. Maybe, Silverback. Maybe. But today's not that day. Today's not that day. And that's okay. What time we got? Oh, dude,
We're like way
over.
past
We're
in the
talking about the
batteries.
Bible, though.
All the batteries are like,
Well, you
This
know
one's
what?
like 10%,
We're talking about the
help.
word, and that's what matters.
We also have a meeting in like a few minutes.
Okay.
Our sew shop showing up.
So, I want you guys to know that you are loved and cherished and appreciated. Thank you so much for being a part of Refuge Nation. We couldn't do it without you. We really couldn't. Please, 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 go tell someone new to carry a tourniquet today, because it could actually save their life. Not maybe, but it could actually save their life. So yeah, do the things. Shalom. We love you. Be easy, you know.
oh,
And
Luke
what-
Thompson, yes, we do sell a suture kit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, we got suture kits, surgical kits, all this stuff. Come on and talk to us. We love you deeply. Remember, Yeshua is Messiah.
Instagram died.
And bye.
Bye.
Bye. Shalom.